Maybe. Good evening. Welcome back to Church Unplugged. I'm just going to double check real quick on Facebook, make sure we're streaming. I see it and we can hear. Perfect. All righty. Well, hello, everyone. We're so excited to have you join us this evening. We're going to be talking on gratitude, thankfulness, Thanksgiving in the spirit of the holiday. And we're super excited. I'm honored to be joined tonight by our amazing pastor, Mr. Frank McElhaney. And as always, before we jump in, feel free to leave any comments in our comment section. I'll kind of be monitoring it throughout the night. Any questions you have, we love hearing from you guys. And we're excited to get and dive right in. I'll actually bring this closer so I can see a little better. All righty. How are you doing tonight, Pastor?
I'm good.
You doing good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I want to start off tonight. As I mentioned, we're going to be talking about gratitude, kind of just the spirit of Thanksgiving. And so I actually want to start off. It has nothing to do with our conversation, but it's just a little bit of a fun question. And I'm just curious. But Pastor, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food? Your favorite Thanksgiving dish, if you had to choose one?
Favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Mm-hmm.
There's I know everybody expects me to say turkey, but it's actually ham.
Ham is good.
And I like the cranberry sauce.
I like cranberry sauce too.
I really do. And I very seldom get to eat that except for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So
well, and I think a lot of times a lot of people don't like cranberry sauce. I haven't found many people who like it, so that's interesting. I'd probably say mine is the classic pumpkin pie. I know that's more of a dessert.
I like pumpkin pie too, but
I love pumpkin.
I like the ham and I like the cranberry sauce. Even when I was a little kid, the cranberry sauce came.
You got all excited.
Yeah, I got excited about that. and not every Thanksgiving we had turkey and ham.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it was turkey.
Yeah.
And I like turkey pretty good, but
absolutely
not so much as I like that good ham.
Absolutely. Well, if you're watching, drop a comment. Let us know what your favorite Thanksgiving food is. We'd love to know. It looks like Brother Gary's watching. He said, "Good evening, everyone." Good evening. We're so excited to have you joining us. Well, now that we got the important question out of the way, like we've mentioned, we're going to be speaking on just kind of the mindset of being thankful tonight. And so I guess I'll just start off by asking you, Pastor, I feel like a lot of times we can hear, that phrase, you remember to be thankful, remember to be thankful for everything in your life, which I think is very important and we should try to do. But I think it's also important to realize that the holidays and, even just this time of year and even within this past crazy 2 years we've been living, it can be a hard time for a lot of people, depending on their family relationships and, if they've experienced a loss during this time. And so I think for sometimes it can be hard for someone who may be going through something to think, well, how can I be thankful right now? How can I be grateful? So just kind of opening it up, what would you say to them or what would you like to add on to that?
Well, when I think of Thanksgiving for all of the years since I could remember as a child has been time when family gathered together.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is not everybody has somewhere to go.
Yes.
And not everybody has family or not everybody's accepted. I know that we even have veterans that are displaced
mm-hmm.
and don't have anywhere to go. And so holidays, a lot of the people that are, grown-ups, holidays can be different than what you remember.
Right.
And so we want to be sure that, being thankful or being grateful is more than just eating turkey and,
mm-hmm.
Watching the football game.
Right. Absolutely.
I never got to see the football game because they would always bet on who would go to sleep first, me or my brother. So, but it's a time when we should maybe think about some of the things that we are thankful for.
Absolutely.
And I know that there are people that have a big Thanksgiving for homeless people,
Absolutely.
and it's a big thing in there. But the thing to remember is that the holidays are a time to celebrate. And if you don't think you have anything to celebrate, then celebrate with someone who does.
Right.
And you'll be surprised at how during the holidays, how giving and how generous people want to be, how they want to help. And I'm sad to say it shouldn't take the holidays for people to start thinking. Around the holidays, there's a lot of people who are really generous. They really want to help. They want to make a difference. And so they look for ways that they can have an impact on to help people. But I don't make light of what anybody's going through, because you mentioned the loss of a loved one, but there's all kinds of trauma that people can experience.
Absolutely.
That this holidays, the time when it's beginning to be more festive, more remembering family, enjoying together. Sometimes that's really, really hard for people that have experienced a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
It could be family trauma. It could be the loss of a loved one. It could be almost anything, any kind of trauma. It's just that sometimes if you're not careful, you'll feel excluded, and nobody really wants to make you feel that way.
Yeah.
It's just what happens.
And
I'm just going to suggest be around some other people during the holidays, even if you don't think that's what you want.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it can help your mood be better. I know I know a person who has, I guess he calls it his orphan's Thanksgiving. So he doesn't go to family, and he invites everybody that doesn't have somewhere to go to come to his house and have Thanksgiving.
That's the best.
And he's been doing it for, years. And I've actually done that before, just had everybody that didn't have anybody to come, or their family's a long ways off, will come to the house and we'll get together and have, put up a plastic table or two and have some food. And
absolutely.
Fellowship.
Absolutely.
But it's about being around people, and it's about being generous if you have the capacity, and being giving. And it's and of course Thanksgiving is I'll say biblical. Giving thanks is something that we need to do. So
yes.
But I think one of the best things you can do to alleviate some of that darkness that may try to invade your life is to be around some people that are celebrating.
Absolutely. I like we have a couple people in. Brother Gary answered what his favorite Thanksgiving dish was. He said mama's dressing and any dessert. I agree with any dessert. I love me some pumpkin pie. And Lorraine Taylor is joining us. She says, hello, everyone. Hello. We're so thankful to have you with us. I love that, you were talking about, Pastor, that, having that sense of community, even if you may not necessarily feel like it. And I would go ahead and just encourage, if you may know somebody who you either know may struggle during this time or has recently gone through a trauma, as Pastor was saying, reach out. Even if they decline your offer, I would just encourage you to reach out and say, hey, you're welcome to come over, or you're welcome, family, or if you'd like us to bring you something, even just so they know that you are thinking of them during this time, and that they're not forgotten. So just to kind of add on to that, and I want to come back to what you said when you said Thanksgiving and the spirit of giving thanks is biblical, and I actually want to read a verse that we have from 1 Thessalonians 5:18. And it says, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. And my favorite part of this verse is it says, give thanks in all circumstances. And as we were just talking on, we know if you're going through something that seems very heavy. But I think even gratitude comes into that, and thinking of what gratitude is, at least personally for me, if I'm going through something or a specific trial or season, one way that I can sort of look at it is, yes, this is really hard for me right now, but I'm so grateful that I have this, or I'm so grateful that I have these people in my life, because I know that a lot of people have it a lot worse than me.
Oh, yes.
Would you like to add on to that and kind of touch on that?
And I will say, I've seen some people that had it pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't gripe about what I have.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thankful
Absolutely.
for everything I'm thankful for the people in my life. I really, a lot of times when you say thankful for something, I really don't think about things. I think about people.
Absolutely.
The people are more, having those people in my life seem to be more important to me than having things that I have. And don't misunderstand me, I have a lot of things that I probably don't need, but they're I'm thankful that there are people in my life, and even people that have been very good friends that I've lost, or people that part of my life that I've lost. I'm thankful that I knew them when I did.
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't see that I don't look at it in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when people, especially during the holidays, are having those, grief is something that you think you get over, and then it reappears as you go.
And the holidays are a very big time for that.
And the holidays is when that kind of happens. It's when you start to feel and sense and have some emotion, but I just want to say that as we go through the holidays, I enjoy the holidays. I'm not much of a participant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guy that'll sit over in the chair and be quiet until it gets time to get the food, and then I get the food. And I like to listen to everybody else, but I'm not the life of the party. But
it's okay.
I like being around the people, and it's important when you that you have people that care about you. So as we celebrate, and I think that's what the holidays is about, celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate. Man, we made it this far this year.
Yeah.
It's getting to the end of the year. We're going to start a new year. It's going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
Try to put our outlook in a little better perspective than
absolutely
always think about what happened behind us. So,
absolutely.
And do what we can. I think one of the things that's important for us is to do what we can to encourage people.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and Lorraine just commented and said, 3 of my most favorite Thanksgiving memories came from Shield of Faith. Jennifer Akano had powerful words about the spirit of Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is so incredibly special. And Pastor, that you said, I just love that you brought this up, that the things you're most thankful in your life are for people.
Yeah.
And I think that's so true, because at the end of the day, there's a saying, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's like, I'd rather be dirt poor and be surrounded by love than be the richest man in the world and have no one,
Yes.
And I think there's so much truth in that. And because people and love and friendships and relationships are really what make up life, and they're the Lord has given to us. And I love that you all said to encourage people and be kind, because I can personally say through that, you're showing the heart of God, and I absolutely love it. And one thing I did want to mention too is there's a specific worship song, and it's actually called Gratitude, and we sing it a bunch in church. But basically, the entirety of this song is just giving gratitude to the Lord, and it talks about, no matter what circumstance I'm in, no matter what I find myself walking through, it just gives thanks to the Lord, because at the end of the day, we know who's going to pull us through.
Yeah.
And I think that's just something very powerful that I wanted to share.
Yes. And Brother Gary talking about his mother's dressing, I started to say that, but I haven't had anybody else around making it like that.
Yeah.
So, but it's just, and also remember that Thanksgiving, Christmas, there's reasons we celebrate those traditions.
Yes.
One of the things that has really disappointed in the last several years is that it seems to me that the traditions, the old American tradition we have, which are very few, because we just seem to let go by the board.
Mm-hmm.
And Thanksgiving is one of those.
Mm-hmm.
People get busy. They have, and they have, Thanksgiving some years ago became the day before Black Friday,
It's very true.
And so, and then
Yeah.
Christmas becomes, it's vacation time,
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's, those old traditions that we have, like I said, they're very few. Christmas, Thanksgiving, but when I was a young boy, there would be at my grandfather's house, grandmother's house, there would be 30 people. Actually at Brother Gary's house, there would be more people at Thanksgiving and Christmas. But it's scenes that we've just gotten so busy that we don't remember.
Yeah.
That we need to take some time, step out of the rat race long enough to say, hey, look, I'm thankful.
Yes.
And if I had to name everything I was thankful for, it'd just take me a while.
Yeah.
But we do need to realize that not all tradition are bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important for us to, for family to get together.
Yeah.
And Thanksgiving, Christmas, those are times that we can get together. And if you have an opportunity, try to make an impact on the lives of other people that really are struggling.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Sister Gloria just commented, she said, it's our human nature to think of ourselves. We need to think about other people, not ourselves. Brings joy to your heart.
Very
absolutely. Good. I ditto to that. I absolutely agree. And if you're watching tonight, go ahead and just drop a comment. Let us know what you're thankful for, whether it be right now, whether it be just the course of your life. What's something that you have gratitude for? We would love to hear. And while they're kind of writing those in, if you are watching and you've been in one of these seasons that we've kind of been touching on, just throughout this conversation or even in some of our past episodes, we just want you to know that you're seen. We see you. You're not alone. And I think as much as sometimes you can feel alone, and even just what we've been talking about tonight, reach out to people and just let them know that you're thinking of them and that you are, that they're on your mind, that they're on your heart, that you're praying for them. I think there's such power in prayer.
Yeah.
And there's such power that comes from the Lord. And so I would just encourage you to just do that and just let them know that they're thought of and they're important. Another thing that I also think is important to, or is, I guess I should say, just something that is a good topic of conversation is when we think about the holidays, kind of what you were saying, going back to, I think a lot of times too, Christmas has also become about getting presents, and giving gifts. And a lot of people, it's all about doing the holiday shopping. We hear that term a lot. what are some gifts that you think you could give that are not tangible gifts? I know we've been talking about reaching out to people, kindness. What are some other ones that you can think of that?
Well, actually, I like to be an encourager.
That's good.
And I go out of my way to try to encourage people, especially people that are struggling. And also people that seem to think less of themselves than they should.
Yeah.
They seem to don't think they're worth anything. I go out of my way to try to encourage people, to lift them up a little bit. And I believe that that's one of the things that we can do. Also, if you know someone that is struggling, help them out.
Yeah.
I mean, you can help them out. You can help them do something, or you can help them financially. I mean, many times I have people that notice someone struggling, but they don't want to, so they'll bring me.
Yeah,
they'll bring me money, and they'll say, "Be sure this family gets it." Just you don't know where it's from, and I'm perfectly willing to do that. It's okay, because it's a blessing to be with someone and say, "Hey, look, somebody remembered you."
Yeah.
It wasn't me, and a lot of times they don't believe that, but it is. It's other people who don't want to get credit for that. There's some people that are very careful not to.
They don't want to draw attention.
They don't want to draw attention to themselves, so they do it through someone else anonymously, and that's great. So I like to help people when I can. And so other than that, I, of course, I share with people, I pray for them, do what I can along those lines. As of course, I guess you would say, my job as a pastor. But I really don't do what I do because it's a job. I do it because that's where my heart is.
Yeah.
And my heart is to touch people and help people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's real. And Thanksgiving, Christmas, and are times of the year that we have the opportunity to touch people's lives that we otherwise wouldn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
you have a greater impact, per se.
To have a broader impact.
Broader, yeah, that's a good word.
And so it's good to be able to do that. So
absolutely.
But over this last couple of years, I've lost some people that are very close to me. In fact, we just had a memorial service for one of my very dearest friends. And if they're watching this broadcast, I just pray for the whole family that God will just surround them and lift them up and encourage them so that they'll be able to make it through the time that is up on.
Absolutely.
It's not easy.
Absolutely. Well, and Ray just commented and said, Pastor Frank asked us what we were thankful for. I was surprised at how much I learned when Byron said he was thankful for his trials. I absolutely love that you commented that. Thank you so much, because I think that kind of goes what we're saying is, either in a hard season or a hardship right now, when you make it out on the other side, you learn and you grow. And I think that's something
and you get stronger.
Yeah, you get stronger. And I think that's something that and I love that you shared that, Lorraine, and that Byron shared that, because you really do, when you go through something like loss or a trauma or whatever it may be, a difficult season, on the other side of that, you really can look back with gratitude and be grateful for that, for everything that you've learned and gained.
And sometimes it takes a while to get to the other side.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a long while.
That's right. It takes a while to get there. Yeah. And you will be grateful and thankful. I'll be honest with you, for years before, people trying to help me and I didn't realize it. I was just caught up in my own I guess, what was happening, and
Yeah.
just wouldn't hardly allow anybody to help me. And so now, I guess it's important for us to recognize sometimes we need help, and then let people help us.
Absolutely.
And one of the things about that I want to say about Thanksgiving and the holidays and Christmas and gratitude is, let people love you. Just be open to being loved.
Yeah.
Don't just close your mind to everything. Let people care about you. Let them, I know we try to protect ourselves so much. Gloria said, we're by nature selfish, and that's a very true statement. But we also have the capacity to love and to be loved. And everybody needs to know that they're cared about.
Absolutely.
I believe that.
Absolutely. Well, and if you're watching, you are cared about, and we want you to know that. Thank you so much. Oh, and it looks like Crystal commented and said, thank you, Pastor Frank. So we've got some great, thank you all for tuning in with us tonight. Do you have any last words that you'd like to add, Pastor?
Not really. I think, this really turned out a little better than I expected it.
Hopefully in a good way.
Yeah. I'm glad it took the turn it did, and to go and talk about things that, because really, to be honest with you, I look forward to Thanksgiving. I look forward to Christmas. It hasn't always been that way.
Yeah.
And I think that we need more people that are willing to encourage, love, lift up, speak those kind of things, and a lot of the stuff that I've heard in the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Well, I love it. I think it's so good and so powerful. And we just want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. We do want to let you know that we will not have Church Unplugged next Wednesday. We'll be taking it off, and we hope you spend the holiday with people that you love, and we pray that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. But we will be back the week after. I'm not sure what date it is, but not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. We'll be back with a new episode at 7 p.m. As always, you can like us here on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and you can join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Cinemark Stonehill for our Sunday service. We'd love to have you come out and join us. Once again, we're so grateful, the spirit of gratitude, that you joined us tonight. Yes. And we pray that you all have a wonderful rest of your week, a wonderful holiday, and we look forward to speaking with you all again soon. Good night, everyone.